everyone, and welcome to First Coast Living. I'm Casey DeSantis.
Hello, fellow winners. I'm Curtis Dvorak, and we are just a few days away now from the next big game, because then there's a big game after that, of course.
Right. This is the next step to get to the ultimate.
Yes, championships have steps along the process.
That's right. And,
you know,
and it's just another hurdle that they have to overcome.
This is to win the AFC, and so you know, this whole week's got everybody fired up around town. You're seeing it everywhere you go. People are. I mean, at the dog park, I got people wearing Jags gear everywhere.
Oh yeah, the daycare's getting in on the action. All the kids are dressed up like little Jaguars.
Merchandise sales. Jags reported a day ago or so that merchandise sales are up 1,200% for Jaguars merchandise.
I bet.
Everyone's going crazy. And when you go to the games, you know, there's some things that are traditions at the game. And one of those things is a way that we show the world, and we've shown them for years with these two cheers, that when you face the Jaguars, you don't just face the 53 guys on the field. You don't just face the guys in helmets and shoulder pads. You face all of us. And the folks over at Tiger Academy helped me show you how this is done, so check this out. Hey folks, Curtis Dvorak out here at Tiger Academy, and I'm continuing with the Jaguars legends. And today's Jaguar legend is the cheer, "We Are Jaguars," and the Duval chant. We've all seen it, we've all done it when we've been to a game or at a tailgate, whatever. We're going to show you how it's done here at Tiger Academy, and we want everyone out there to film yourselves doing this as well in your office, at work, church, school, wherever. Send us your videos to First Coast Living and First Coast News of you doing the "We Are Jaguars" and Duval chant, and it's done a little something like this.
We are Jaguars! We are Jaguars! We are Jaguars!
There you go, folks. That's how it's done. Film yourselves doing it. Send it in to us at First Coast Living or First Coast News. We'll show it on air. And look, no matter what happens, folks, that's what this is all about. We're all Duval, and we're all going up there to New England to play those Patriots. And what are we going to do? There we
That's
go.
awesome. I'll tell you, with a cheering crowd like that, they don't have a chance.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what we want
Tom
from you
Brady,
out there is, if you're going somewhere today, whether it's picking your kids up at school, whatever, grab a group together, get them together and split them up, have them do "We Are Jaguars" 3 times, you know, back and forth, and then finish with a Duval with everybody. Send us those videos, and we want to show them tomorrow on our pep rally show here on First Coast Living.
That's a good cheering crowd right there. The Patriots wouldn't stand it.
No chance. No chance. We're all coming for you, New England. We're all coming for you.
That's right. Even the littlest of all viewers. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so another thing we were talking about was all the cold weather, right?
Yeah.
So
they say it's not going to be too bad up in New England. It's supposed to be like in the upper 40s, actually.
Okay, all right, which is doable. You know, my car said it was 26 this morning when I got in, which was a little frosty. But that's really nothing compared to other parts of the United States where they are seeing some really frosty conditions like that. Parts of the South, that's in the South, remain frozen. That was combined with record-breaking cold that they haven't seen in like a really long time. Thousands of flights were canceled, many delayed as a result. School kids in the South, they were totally excited because there was a rare snow day. Schools were canceled, so they got to go outside and play. Thousands of customers, though, unfortunately, were without power because the power lines froze, broke, and there you see they have to
power lines
take
ain't
care
ready
of
for all that snow.
And if you think that's not cold enough, what do you think it's like on the coldest place on Earth?
Which?
And where do you think that place would be anyway? Think about that for a second.
Thule Air Force Base in Greenland.
No. It has been identified, and the coldest village on Earth is Oymyakon, Russia. I think I'm saying that right. Where the temperatures fell to -80 degrees Fahrenheit this week.
Why people live there? We
They're
don't
happy.
know.
Look.
Some 500 people actually live there. And if you can believe that, it has the reputation of being the coldest permanently occupied human settlement on Earth. The harsh climate affects nearly every aspect of existence for people who live in the area. Frostbite is a constant danger. Yeah, duh. And unless cars are kept running, even when not being used, their batteries die at the low temperatures. The winter diet is mostly meat-based, sometimes eaten raw or frozen.
So some regional specialties as far as food is concerned in the area is a dish of raw, long-sliced frozen fish, raw reindeer meat, and frozen horse liver. Sounds really good. The village in the remote outpost of Siberia recorded an all-time low of -97 degrees Fahrenheit back in 2013. Only Antarctica has recorded official temperatures lower than that.
I thought I had been in a cold place. Like I said, the reason I said Thule Air Force Base in Greenland was I had the honor, privilege to get to go tour different military sites around the world. I
Oh,
got to
how
go over
neat.
to
Yeah.
Egypt and Bahrain and do a military tour there with Armed Forces Entertainment. And I went up to Thule Air Force Base in Greenland with some cheerleaders, and we went and visited the troops there. And the same thing, when we went outside, they said it's minus 55.
Wow.
And so they said, look, when you go outside, you can only be, exposed skin can only be out there for 5 minutes or less, and you have to get back inside or you will get frostbite. So they're showing us the old Nike missiles and all that stuff, and we're touring everything. And I see on the runway, they constantly have a plow kind of brusher going because it doesn't snow there. It's too cold to snow. It's actually just blowing snow off of. So the tractor's going up and down. It's this massive thing going up and down the runway because they land planes. So it's going up and down the runway, and I'm like, I look in the hangar, and I see this big, long rope, and I see a sled. And I'm like, you guys said we can do whatever we want, right? I was like, can I snowboard behind the tractor down the runway? And the guy goes, yeah, sure. So I go out there. I'm in my costume. I'm in full Jackson costume. And I'm
So nothing
snowboarding.
is exposed at that point, right?
That's what I thought. I have snow gear on under the suit, under the Jackson costume. Under this, I'm wearing ski jacket, ski pants, all this stuff. I go out there, but it was the old suit where the mesh is right here,
Yeah.
and so my nose is touching the mesh. And so it wasn't really exposed, but it was just mesh there. So I'm skiing, I'm having so much fun. This is awesome, we're up and down.
Oh, no.
Come
Oh,
back, I
no.
popped the head off. I looked like Rudolph. The whole tip of my nose was brown. And I go, I'm touching it, and I can't feel it. And I'm like, and the guy looks at me and he's like,
Oh, no.
he's kind of just shrugging his shoulders like, yeah, that's what happens
Rookie.
up here.
What a
And I go,
rookie.
what does this mean? Is this gonna, he goes, well, you just hope that the sense comes back and the blood can go back in there, or you know, well, who's the guy who cut his nose off? The painter, or whatever. Anyway,
was
that
the
was the ear. Somebody cut their nose off too. But anyway, yeah. So luckily, for the next 6-7 hours, I couldn't feel this. I was just doing this over and over.
I
Couldn't
have
feel it.
told you this is what needs to go in your book.
I know, I got some
This is another
pictures.
great. Well, obviously, things turned out okay.
They did.
Otherwise,
I
you have
kept
a
the
great
tip-
makeup artist.
I
one or
kept the
the
tip
other.
of my nose. I kept the tip of my nose, luckily. But yeah, it was funny. I came back and my nose is all brown, and I'm like, no, I can't feel that. Yeah.
I mean, it's funny looking back on it, but I'm sure at the time
It
you
was
were
so
like,
fun. That tractor was going like 40 miles an hour down the runway, and I'm just
do you think today and age they probably would have frowned upon you, or you probably still would have done it?
probably
I mean,
frowned upon. There wasn't cell phones grabbing everything back then. I actually had a camera that I was taking pictures with that froze up there and broke.
Oh man,
Yeah, don't take your phones out in super cold weather.
great story.
They'll freeze.
That's a good one. Write that down. That's a tolerable one that you can put in your book. I know there are others that you
Yeah.
can't, but that's a good one.
Yeah, there's other stories from that week, and I can't tell.
Right. Those are, another day, another time before the show. All right, so the Olympics we talked about just
Yeah.
3 weeks away, speaking of cold temperatures. And we're starting to get some really interesting stories about the athletes, who they are, how they're preparing, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah. And so even though we're gearing up for the Winter Olympics, that doesn't mean that the Summer Olympians aren't preparing as well. Take, for instance, a few gymnasts who decided to shed some light on how they get ready for practice. This is
So
great.
the Summer Olympians.
The internet is literally flipping
Love it.
out over this video of an Olympic gymnast getting dressed. That's British gymnast Niall Wilson backflipping into his shorts and sticking the landing 4 times. Wilson, by the way, took home a bronze medal at the 2016 Olympics. Is he in the trampoline? Yeah, that's good stuff.
That's okay. He didn't stick that landing, but he got in the shorts all right.
Oh, I want to try that. I could do the single flip. The double flip into the shorts would be tough.
You're really hoping that your partners there are holding those pants wide enough so you can.
Well, they also got to know to let go if you do catch your foot, because if they don't, you're going straight over. Something that you can also check out some flipping videos. There's some kickers. There's some football kickers that have done. They run up to the ball and he kicks the ball and does a backflip and makes the field goal.
Really?
Like he runs up, kicks the ball, and follows through, backflips, lands, and the ball goes through the uprights from like, I don't know, it's like a 25, 30 yarder.
I can see Josh Scobie doing something like he's an athlete. I remember
an athlete.
we played golf in
He's
a
just
couple.
not as good a golfer as
I knew that was coming. Yeah, he's a good. I know
Still
you
never
too.
beat me for any money. You still haven't taken money out of my pocket.
But
I've still never lost money out of my pocket to you, Josh, and you know that.
yes. No, you
does.
both are really good. You're both scratch golfers,
He's
right?
better. He has a lower handicap. He's like a +3.
You know, I've learned that in
I'm
a tournament.
2 on the
the hard
other
way.
side, so there's like a 4 to 5 stroke
Okay.
difference there. If we played 100 rounds, he would have a better average. But he hasn't ever beaten me when we've actually played straight
Just
up.
little. Get
I'm
that
just
in there.
saying. Look,
Hey, on the
silver
winner.
medal's cool too, Josh. speaking of Olympics.
Speaking of which, there's a bobsledder who's in New York who's getting a ton of attention. His name is Cody Basque. He will compete in the four-man bobsled team coming up, and obviously the Winter Olympics 3 weeks away. He was a former football and wrestling star in the hometown of Whitehall, New York, but he started learning the sport of bobsled at the whopping age of 8 because his grandfather decided to take him to Lake Placid to train for it. So Cody worked his way from being a pusher all the way up to the top-ranked driver in the United States. His father, a very soft-spoken firefighter, and the rest of the town, they say they are just so thrilled that they're going to watch Cody compete internationally on this grand stage.
Not only do we all know the family, we've all watched Cody grow from when he was 8 years old to now be an Olympian.
I hope that the people embrace this, that they understand what's really happening here in Whitehall, and that they get behind it 100%.
And so the Winter Olympics coming up, I think, are going to kick off on Friday, February 9th. And of course, NBC is going to have all the big coverage. And First Coast News, I know they're doing a lot of stuff to prepare as well.
And Lou Turner and Joe Massa actually were up in Lake Placid last week for an entire week. And Lou and Joe got to go down in a bobsled, a four-man bobsled, and got to go down the track.
How fast did they get
so
to go?
Jealous. 62 miles an hour they got up to.
That's awesome.
And so you'll see that coming up in our Olympic coverage. Lou will have a great story on that. And he interviewed another bobsled pilot who is a former, or I guess is still a current Army serviceman.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, so
and I know
stories.
you're doing a bunch of stuff, but you're doing like curling,
Yeah,
which he
curling
loves
and
curling.
figure
He talks
skating.
about, are you going to be figure
I'm going to be
skating?
taught how to figure skate. What's the difference between a triple sow cow and a triple toe loop?
Although you're a little bit of a ringer because you played hockey and all throughout.
Yeah, but we didn't have,
Did
we
you
didn't
play
have
in
the toe
school
pick.
too? You know,
No, I didn't play organized hockey. I played pond hockey, what we call it up there.
Well, there you go.
Have you seen this video?
Yes, I
A
have.
drone
As a
helping
matter
to
of
save two teenage swimmers struggling in powerful surf on the Australian coastline. Authorities are calling this a world's first. So a member of the public spotted the 16 and 17-year-old boys caught in a rip current in the rough seas off Lennox Head, Australia. A drone was launched and directed to the boys' location, where it deployed a life raft, then used by the pair to get back to safety. The call for help just so happened to have sounded as a group of nearby lifeguards were undergoing training.
You see that? How
in the
they
use
dropped
of
the raft
drones.
into the water?
It's amazing.
Isn't that incredible?
It's amazing. Yeah, I've flown my drone out on Jack's Beach and spotted sharks and stuff, but my drone can't carry a life raft. It's a small one, but that's really cool. They're making them able to carry stuff. This is great.
Yeah, wow. Potentially save their lives.
I think they're going to start using them. I guarantee.
It did save their lives.
Beach lifeguard crews are going to start using. Obviously, you're seeing this, using more drones. One, because like I said, when I fly out over there and you're straight above the water in the suns, you can see all the sharks.
Oh, can you?
Oh yeah.
Really?
I spotted about a mile and a half off. There was a massive tiger shark, probably 12 foot. I posted it on Facebook.
Did you really?
Yeah, it was a while ago, and yeah, you can see them clear as day. They're everywhere.
Okay. Well, on that happy note,
Yeah.
from one piece of technology to another. Okay, so one city here in Florida is trying something just a little bit different. This is pretty neat. It's to help people get around.
The newest edition aims to change the way residents get travel, and apparently it has everyone buzzing. Megan Bragg brings us the story.
It's like I'm living in the future here.
For Daniel Schwartz and his friends, exploring a new town on bikes is something normal. What's not normal? A vehicle without a driver inside.
I've just never seen anything like this before.
Yeah, you get a lot of looks, a lot of double takes. I mean, it doesn't look like a car.
And it doesn't run like a car either. That's because Babcock Ranch's newest shuttle uses a GPS to get around, has 8 sensors, and there is only 65 like it in the world.
The fact that it just works. You put it out there, it follows your course up to 1 centimeter of accuracy.
The ranch is now allowing people to take rides with an operator inside, and it's being put through the test.
And if there was an emergency, all a passenger would have to do is push this SOS button, and then a dispatcher would come up on this screen and explain the problem or fix it remotely.
You can't understate that risk, but we've built it so that, remote commands are always going to be overridden by onboard.
Babcock Ranch is only testing one out with an operator until it's fully ready, and then they will add several more vehicles in the coming years.
We're starting with one shuttle, and then we're going to introduce more and get people used to it, get people comfortable with it. And the more people get comfortable with it, I think the better it'll be.
That's good stuff. Fast forward a few years, and residents hope to use these shuttles like Uber. An app would call one of the vehicles and bring it right to your destination. Yeah. I asked my family a few weeks back when I saw that, and they're like, I'm not ready to get in yet.
too
I know
soon.
you don't want to get in a driverless car yet.
No, I like driving. I like to be in control as best
Yeah.
as possible.
I think I'd do it, but I put my seatbelt on first.
Yeah. And then sit right next to that stop button just in case you stop. Let me off.